Once upon a twilight hush, when shadows softly sway, in a village veiled in velvet mist where moonlight loves to play, there lived a little dreamer child with eyes like forest dew, who listened to the whispering winds that called from far and few. The woods beyond the willow wall were laced with silver thread, where ancient oaks and doors hummed a lullaby and said, their leaves would lisp and linger long on secrets sweet and slow, of castles crowned in crystal light where golden rivers flow. Come wander, sighed the sighing breeze that brushed the child's warm cheek, and so the small one slipped away on tiptoe, mild and meek. The path was paved with mossy dreams that muffled every tread, and fireflies in fairy flight lit lanterns overhead. Deeper still the darkness danced, yet never brought a fright, for every branch bent low to bow and guide the steps aright. A rabbit robed in rabbit silk with whiskers white as snow hopped forth and bowed with velvet grace. The queen awaits, you know. The queen, the child's heart fluttered like a moth on moonlit wing. She followed where the rabbit led through meadows murmuring. There rose a castle carved from cloud, its towers tall and thin, with windows winking, wisteria and roses whispering within. At the gate a dragon drowsed, his scales of sapphire blue, not fierce but folded soft as silk, his breath a gentle shoe. He lifted one enormous lid, a lantern warm and wide, and rumbled low, the hour is late, yet welcome, little guide. Inside the hole the air was laced with lavender and lore, and tapestries told tales of old in threads that softly swore, of princesses who slumbered long beneath a silver spell, of witches kind as kittens kiss who wove their magic well. Upon a throne of twisting thorn, yet cushioned soft with down, sat she, the fairy queen herself, in moonlight silver gown. Her voice was like a river's laugh that ripples round a stone. Dear child of twilight's tender call, you are not here alone. She waved a wand of willow wood that hummed a honeyed tune, and from the shadows stepped a witch in robes of midnight prune. Her head was tall, her smile was small, her eyes two emerald pools. She stirred a cauldron full of stars that sparkled into jewels. Drink deep, the witch intoned, her words a velvet stream of slumber's sweet elixir brewed for moonbeam mist and dream. The child sipped slow, the liquid glowed like liquid lullabies, and every swallow sent a sigh that closed the weary eyes. But still the story wandered on, for bedtime tales are long. They wind like winding woodland paths where wonder sings its song. The dragon curled around the throne, his tail a living ring, and hummed a bass note lullaby that made the rafters sing. The rabbit fetched a feather bed of thistledown and fleece, and tucked the child beneath its warmth where troubles found release. The princess in her crystal case stirred softly in her sleep and smiled a smile of silver peace that drifted down the keep. Outside the castle, windows wide, the forest joined the choir. The owls with velvet voices called, the crickets played a lyre. The wind wove whispers round the towers, soft as mother's breath, and every leaf and every star sang low, there is no death. The queen leaned close, her crown of stars a gentle glowing crown, and brushed the child's small forehead with a kiss that settled down. Sleep now, my wanderer of woods, your quest was never far. The magic lives inside your heart wherever dreamers are. The witch then spun a silken spell of shimmering silver thread that wrapped the castle, woods, and child in blankets for the bed. The dragon's breath grew warm and slow, a rhythmic purring tide that rocked the very stones themselves in slumber deep and wide. Hours slipped like silent snow on meadows soft and still. The moon sailed high, the stars kept watch above the sleeping hill. And in that hush the child dreamed on of meadows made of mist, where rabbits bowed and dragons bowed and every fear was kissed. Yet still the tale must linger long for 20 minutes' call. A bedtime poem needs its time to wrap the world in shawl. So let the words keep weaving soft, like wool upon a loom, until the final line arrives to lead you safely home. The rabbit whispered secrets sweet of carrots made of cloud. The witch stirred dreams in crystal bowls that sang both low and loud. The princess woke a moment's space and offered one small rose, a bloom that held a lullaby in petals soft as prose. The dragon told of ancient days when mountains sang in tune, when rivers ran with liquid light beneath a silver moon. The queen recounted gentle quests where courage wore no sword, but only kindness, quiet heart, and one soft trusting word. And all the while the castle breathed in rhythm slow and deep, a heartbeat made of moonlight, starlight, wonder, dream, and sleep. The wind outside kept time with sighs that brushed the ancient trees, and every branch and every blade bent low upon its knees. Now closer still the ending comes like footsteps soft and sure. The child stirs once beneath the spell, then settles down once more. The rabbit curls beside the bed, a living pillow warm. The dragon drapes one sapphire wing to shield the child from harm. The witch hums low a final tune of lavender and lace, a melody that melts the mind and smooths the weary face. The queen leans in, her voice a stream that murmurs, "Rest, my dear. The woods will watch, the stars will guard, and morning waits right here." And so the castle fades to mist, the towers melt to dew. The dragon's scales turn back to sky, the rabbit hops anew. The child is carried home on wings of wind and whispered prayer, tucked safe beneath a blanket made of moonlight's tender care. The village slumbers, windows dark, the willows softly sway. The forest keeps its ancient back to guard the dreamer's way. And if you listen very still, then twilight paints the sky. You'll hear the self-same lullaby that rocked the child at night. Sleep now, dear dreamer, let the words dissolve like mist at dawn. The tale is told, the spell is spun, the journey safely drawn. The dragon dreams, the queen smiles on, the witch steers stars once more. And you, sweet one, are wrapped in peace forever, evermore. Good night, good night. The whispering winds are calling low. The forest waits with open arms where gentle dreamers go. Close your eyes. The moonlight sings its soft and silver song. And in your heart the fairy tale will linger all night long.